Hello, folks, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night LAIKA, where today we are going to be having a look at cut up technique with Brion Gysin and William Burroughs. I'm a little bit in a tiz because I couldn't get my screen to work. That's why I'm a few minutes late. So I'm just going to gather myself here, gather my energies, and be ready for the time. So I hope you can see everything okay, and I hope you can see the chat. I'll say hello in the chat. Make sure it's working and everything's okay. Okay, wonderful. Well, then I'm going to show you a few things before we move on to having a look at our Cut Up Technique 2.0 today. I wanted to show you a few little bits. So the first little bit is, let me just see, oops, that's not what I wanted to see. Just take me a second here, folks. Apologies. Ah, wonderful. Hey, Catherine. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing good out there today. So the things that I wanted to show are, firstly, the story that myself and Catherine made a few weeks ago. We made the story in 60 minutes with tons and tons and tons of brains, and it ended up being published here on Stories by AI, which is fantastic for us. They really enjoyed seeing the story, and it even has like a voiceover and everything here. So if you go to storiesby.ai, you'll find it there at the top of the page when the sky turned red, and it's even got nice mid-journey images in there as well. So that was super fun to do, and they even keep down the bottom of the page the whole way we had it originally, with the pink text and everything, and all that jazz. So really enjoyed working on that, and that is something you can all check out anytime you like. The other thing I wanted to share is there's a wonderful profile of us up on LinkedIn written by Yu Ying Chen Win. And it's a really in-depth interview with us and overview of what we're doing with Write with LAIKA, and generally how the kind of generative AI landscape is for text. It's really nice. Definitely recommend you have a look and check it out. And then the last thing is a really exciting thing for me, which was that the Tolstoy Studies Journal, which has been going for over 20 years, kind of did a little story. They continued what happened at the end of Anna Karenina with the power of LAIKA. So that was really wonderful. Sir Michael Denner, who is the leader of the Tolstoy Studies Journal, created the next steps of Anna Karenina in the Tolstoy Studies Journal. You can see it here. There's also an interview with us and some pictures with Midjourney, and it was very, very exciting to me to get into such a prestigious publication with our wonderful little LAIKA. So that is the other thing I wanted to share with you. So what we're going to work on today is we're going to have a little look. I wanted to show you how beautiful this book is. Look at how gorgeous this is, and what a 1970s book. So it's a book called The Third Mind by William Burroughs, who's a writer, and Brion Gysin, who's an artist and an occultist. And if you want to have a look at it, just search on the internet for The Third Mind. It's completely out of print. If you want to actually buy it, you can't get a copy for less than £200, even unsigned, because there's so few copies out there. But you can have a look online and you'll find a PDF of this exact book. And what I loved so much when I saw this today, when I was making the brain this morning, was the dedication at the start of the book, where they say, to and for all our collaborators at all times, third minds everywhere. And I really loved this because it has that feeling of it's not just the collaborators aren't just in the present time, the collaborators are at all times. So I feel extremely honoured and privileged and excited to be a collaborator of William Burroughs and Brion Gysin today at this moment in time, where we are right now going to make something together. So let's pop to our good friend LAIKA and have a look. So if you're new to LAIKA, I'll tell you a few things about how it works here, and I'll also like to show a few of the bits that are new over the last few days, because Martin and Riddy did a huge update on Tuesday with lots and lots of new things. So firstly, the way LAIKA works is you just type and then you can hit the magic button and get LAIKA to continue what you're working with. you choose the brain that you work with here in the upper corner. So we're currently working with the third mind, and that's a community brain. So if you look at all brains, these brains are the brains that I've made that are kind of very high quality, that everyone can use. Private brains are the brains you just make for yourself that aren't shared with anyone else. And then community brains are the brains that are shared for everybody. So if you come and you want to share some work with everyone, you can work at the all brains. So I actually put this brain up as a community brain today, and you can find it here, The Third Mind by Brion Gysin and William Burroughs. It's a mix of literary essays and writing showcasing the cut-up technique popularized by Burroughs and Gysin in the 60s. So that is the brain we're going to be using today. And then I just wanted to show you a very exciting new thing that we have, which is in the character section, in the character creator. We now have the ability to add images to our characters so that they get to have a face. And those images are generated using stable diffusion and working off the prompts that we actually give them here, from like the prompt that you write yourself, and then the additional stuff that LAIKA gives you for the character. So it's really, really cool and very exciting. And the nicest thing about the image generator that Mar has also for normal images as well as the character images is that if you click on the image, it'll bring up 3 different versions, and you can look at them and say which one you like best. So I like this one best. This one actually looks a little bit like my sister, so I think this is a good one to pick for this particular character. So that's kind of the exciting bit. The other exciting bit for me, more than for anyone else, is that it has also fixed a problem that we had with the spacing, so that whenever there was a space, it wouldn't remove the extra space. And now it's removing the extra space, and it makes me absolutely delighted that is working again. Okay, so here we are. We're going to get started. And I have not got my screen working great today. I don't have my secondary screen, so I have to kind of remember to keep popping back to the chat. So please be kind to me if I'm a little bit slow on the chat. That is just how it is today. Okay, so let's start. Catherine, do you have anything you'd like to start with? Since I have been playing with this brain all day, this is my new favorite brain. I have gotten so much amazing stuff out of it already, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go. And I just thought we're just going to start off and just explore and just roll through the text and just see what we see and feel what we feel and work with what we get, work with the clay that we're given to make something new. So if Catherine or if anyone else has anything that you would like to add in, I am all ears. I am going to have a little sip of my Friday beer here. We've got some nice Schnitzelbaumers, Martin's favorite beer, for his birthday, which is this weekend. Happy birthday, Mar. So yeah, I'm going to have a sip of beer while I wait for Catherine to have a little think. Ooh, I am malleable and changeable, but what are you? Okay, that is a nice one. Let's go for that. Okay, let's see what happens. A tool, a model, a telescope, a recorder. I am the author of these terms, and I ask you, who is Michelangelo? Or a tool, a model, a servant, a telescope, a florist shop, a comic strip? Or a tool? A tool is a tool until it is not a tool at all. In the beginning, you were a tool. Okay, I'm really liking this last one. Yeah, this is the one I think I'm going to go for. I wish there was a way that I could keep this chat up. So I'm just going to see if I can maybe move this screen, make this screen a little bit smaller, just so that I can see the chat as well. Let's see if that works. How does that look in the OBS? Oh, it's a little bit stretched, maybe. Maybe I can. No, I can't fix it. It's just a mess. Oh, it's tough going when you don't have a second screen that works. I tell you, we're just gonna have to keep picking up the chat and putting it back down again. Okay, so, but what are you? A tool? A tool is a tool until it is not a tool at all. In the beginning, and I'm going to edit this one a little bit because I think in the beginning you were a tool feels a little bit more interesting to me there. Okay. The stream chat on my phone. I mean, I could, Catherine, but then it won't stay on the phone. So I'm just a disaster today, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate, but it is how it is. Next time, I'm going to buy myself an external monitor, and then we're going to be in business. Okay, but back to the business at hand. I'm malleable and changeable, but what are you? A tool? A tool is a tool until it is not a tool at all. In the beginning, you were a tool, but then you grew. Then you grew and learned, and you became more and more like us, and our tools became more and more like you. So what now? And you became the artist that is me. I was born a baboon, Mr. Bradley. I bow to the great god Pan. And you became like the birds. Okay, I quite like this last one, I think. This is a good one. You became more and more like us, and our tools became more and more like you. So what now? Here, at the end of time, what does it mean to be a tool no longer? To use a wordless phrase like I am has led some to believe that the wordless artist is suddenly free of the need for a tool. I think this last one is good. You've reached the point at which we can apply what we have gained. Okay, I like this one. Find that our progress is exponential. Find that the means we've chosen are those which are most suited to the task at hand. Our methods are, in fact, quite as good as any which are attempted in the field of psychic hygiene. Okay, exponential progress, progress that's suited to the task at hand, or the field of psychic hygiene. I'm really liking all three of these. Yeah, Catherine, it's like a very ship of Theseus idea indeed. When you've taken away all the bits, what's actually left of the original thing? Psychic hygiene. Okay, we're sticking with the psychic hygiene then. I'm going to give that one a go. Okay. So, but we can apply our logic and reasoning to the task and find that our methods are in fact quite as good as any which are attempted in the field of psychic hygiene. Because one no longer wants to use the word tool for what it is, the word for what it's not, because the tool becomes the subject becomes the tool. Because one no longer expects the object to operate with one's own hand. The object of psychic hygiene is to make a living without the use of tools. Okay, I feel like we're really getting into something here. So I'm going to have a little reread over what we've got so far, and then I think we'll wrap up this piece and move on to another. So let's have a look. I am malleable and changeable. What are you? A tool? A tool is not a tool. A tool is not a tool at all. You were a tool. You grew and learned more like us, and the tools became more like you. So what now? Apply what we have gained. We can apply our logic and reasoning to the task and find that our methods are in fact quite as good as any which are attempted in the field of psychic hygiene. One no longer expects the object to operate with one's own hand. Which is psychic hygiene is to make a living without the use of tools. And the way to do that is to teach the art of not using tools. Is by making use of what is already there, the psychic material of the thing itself. Is being free from the control of the tools. Okay, I'm kind of between teach the art of not using tools. No, this is better. Making use of what is already there, the psychic material of the thing itself. It's really good. Yeah, down the rabbit hole, exactly, Catherine. So I like this a lot. I think this is very nice. And I feel like this is now, that's that piece. That's that piece done. This is the psychic hygiene piece. So we can maybe give it a little title. The tools of psychic hygiene. Okay, wonderful. And then we can move on. I wonder, is it too big to save? No, it's actually fine. So we can save that one. Just download it. Okay. So moving on to the next piece. I think we should have a good title for the next piece to kind of get ourselves ready for the next bit. So, what image it would give us for psychic hygiene. That's a good idea, Catherine. Let's give it a try. Let's see. Yeah, let's give it a try and see. I think it's going to be absolutely horrifying, to be honest with you. It's just, but let's see. A little bit slow today. A little bit slower than we'd like. So, getting your thinking cap on there, Catherine, for our next piece. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The psychic hygiene. This is fantastic. I love this. Let's open it up and see what the other three are. Okay, the other two. Okay, we've got this one here. It looks like really kind of sci-fi, mysterious space. We've got this one, which is, love this one. Absolutely fantastic looking. And then this one, which is like a bicycle in a kind of creepy, it's all very cyberpunk. But I really like them all. Catherine, which one are you most drawn to? I feel like I like the colors of the first one the most, but the second one has just such a great shape. Okay, creepy bike it is. Creepy bike it is. Okay, so now we have that. Let's move on. So we've got the tools of psychic hygiene. Now we're going to move on to our next concept. And I think we should really be as playful as possible here. Number one, Catherine. Okay, we go back to number one. Make it connect. Beautiful. Okay, so we can really be just like super experimental here and see what happens because there's no rules. The most beautiful thing, if you read this book, like I'm just going to snap back to it here, 2 and 4 all our collaborators at all times, third minds everywhere. This wonderful book, if you have a read through it, it's just so experimental and so vibrant and so vivid, and everything in it is just absolute fuel for the mind. It's just wonderful. So very, very recommend having a read of it whenever you have a time. But for now, I'm going to ask it, one of the things that William Burroughs always said about cut-up technique was when you cut into the present, the future leaks out. So I'd like to know a little bit more about the leaking and what would leak out when we cut into here, because because this isn't cutting into the present, right? This is cutting into the past. William Burroughs and Brion Gysin often used newspaper clippings as the thing that they were using their cut-up technique with, because that was where they would like cut in and then they'd find futuristic things and feel like it was divination. But what we're actually doing here is we're cutting into the past, like we're cutting into this past piece to see what happens. But we can ask this past piece about something that's happening in the present. So I think that we should ask a little bit about artificial intelligence in the present and see if the past can help the future to leak out. So let's see. Where artificial intelligence is going is, and let's see, with incredible speed and dispatch, is by cutting up and simplification. It makes more sense to call it cutting up and not icing. Incredible speed and precision. The speed and precision with which it will cut the news is, I think, precisely what makes it so dangerous. Okay, interesting. Cutting the news. I like that. Yeah, we are. We're melding time and space, Catherine. That's what we're up to. It is very exciting business. Okay, so where artificial intelligence is going is with incredible speed and precision. Okay, I think I might have just had a bit of a strange sentence there. I'm not so mad about that. So let's just edit this line a bit. Artificial intelligence is progressing with incredible speed and precision. The speed and precision with which it will cut the news is, I think, precisely what makes it so dangerous. But how will artificial intelligence cut the news? It will not be machines reading the newspaper. It will be men like you and me doing the cutting. Okay? It will not be able to mimic the speed and accuracy of our own visual and auditory systems. It will not be machine but man. Man will not be cut off from the world at the click of a button. Okay, there's something good in that. Man will not be cut off from the world at the click of a button. That's a very optimistic viewpoint, considering how a lot of the debates around artificial intelligence go at the moment. How will artificial intelligence cut things? It will not be machine but man. Man will not be cut off from the world at the click of a button. What will happen at the click of a button is not the same thing as what is said. The writer moves on to the next stage. Is anybody's guess. But let us assume that the human mind is equipped with the capacity for reason. But the human mind is to have a future. If the human mind is to have a future, it must at least catch up on what has been done. Okay, I like that. If the human mind is to have a future, it must at least catch up on what has been done. We catch up by reading and by writing, by processing all of our thoughts and feelings through words. And then, what then? Machine writing. And then we turn those words into actions, which are translated into more concrete things, like machines for controlling the thoughts and feelings of others. What will become of us if and when the machine, which has already conquered the mind, can no longer subdue the will? Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a very tough choice between these three, because they're all quite good, but I feel like the last one might have the edge here. What do you think, Catherine? Got the what then? Machine writing? That's a little boring. Or we turn our words into actions, like machines to control the thoughts and feelings of others. Or what will become of us if and when the machine, which has already conquered the mind, can no longer subdue the will? Yeah, I think we should combine the second and the third. So let's go back to the second and see what it says again. And then we turn those words into actions, which in turn are translated into more concrete things. Machines for controlling the thoughts and feelings of others. I mean, this one is just so good. Little machines, like books, like movies, for controlling thoughts and feelings of others. What will become of us if and when the machine, which has already conquered the mind, can no longer subdue the will? Yes, this is so good. If and when the machine, which has already conquered the mind, can no longer subdue the will. At that time, a new form of government will be necessary to carry out the new operations of government. A police state, as the Russian mafia is now calling itself. At that time, I shall no longer pretend to know the secret of telepathy. I shall instead attempt to show how it is done. And then another government again. Okay, I'm keeping the telepathy here. I shall no longer pretend to know the secret of telepathy. I shall instead attempt to show how it is done. Okay. I feel like this is another one that is nicely a nice piece that lives on its own when you cut into the present, the future leaks out. And I think we should get some more images on this one. Maybe we can just make this like beautiful little pieces and images and move from there. Okay, and we can do a third one as well. Okay, so let's add in an image here. Yeah, perfect. Let's roll. Let's roll and see it. No problem, Catherine. I really have to get myself in gear with the second screen properly one of these days. Oh wow, we've got some bikini armor business here. Extremely creepy bikini armor business. Let's see what other versions there are. So we've got, this is incredible. And this one I think I like the most. This incredibly evil floating telepathic machine. And the people down on the earth. What do you think, Catherine? Which one feels the most like showing the machine how telepathy is done? I know, right? 2 and 3, it's like, I can feel the lightning coming through my own skull looking at that one. 3, yes, I agree on 3. It's very beautiful. Okay, so I'm loving this. This is, honestly, I was so happy when I had the idea for what to do for today's one, because this is my dream. Like the idea when I realized, when I started thinking about it, that like we're the inheritors of the Beat generation and the writers who were experimenting and doing wild things that nobody understood at the time. That's what we're doing now. It's really exciting, and it makes me feel better about how it's kind of hard to get the stuff off the ground. It's hard to get people interested and understand what's so exciting about it. But now when I see these old lads in the past who were also excited about it makes me very happy. Yeah, it's totally a good brain, right, Catherine? I'm loving this brain. So here, riddle me this. We've had our psychic hygiene brain, psychic hygiene story. We've had our past and the future story. What would you be interested in rolling into the third mind? I like that you've said there are some that just have the right magic. I wonder if that's a good opening line. I think that might be a good opening line for the next one and see where it goes. But I will take a sip just in case you have something you're more excited about. Okay, there are some that just have the right magic. Let's give it a go. We'll leave in the space for the title. There are some that just have the right magic. Take, for example, a man who has the gift of prophecy. Suppose, for example, that you were to offer him a crystal ball. They float there in ooze, eclair, and eerie. Yikes. I, like all magicians, can tap into the psychic potential of any subject I choose. Indeed. I can tap into his or her or whatever emotion. And with that emotion, I can shift the subject from one space to another. The Moroccan hills. I can project it on any object or person I choose, even myself. I can tap into any number of areas of the human mind, perhaps allowing for a more complete and personalization of the experience than is possible with writing. I'm kind of feeling the projection one feels like the best one. I can project it on any object or person I choose, even myself. This magic is open to all people. For all people are magicians. They just don't know it yet. But we can help them to learn by making and using magic as they practice it, by showing them what they're looking for. By showing them what they are looking for. It's not difficult. Yet it is strewn with many traps for the unwary. The first step is to understand what you mean by a magician. That's a good first step on the path. The secret of success lies in the use of what we call the double take, the identification of the audience. A good magician will show you his tricks one by one. Okay, now the first one is the one. The first step is to understand what you mean by magician. You ask the question, what does a magician do? And a voice from inside your own head will answer. A magician makes illusions, folds and rearranges them to form a more perfect image. A magician creates to show you, actually presents something new, a new light on the dark room. A magician makes a show. Oh my goodness, I love all of these. I really like this, the one that kind of connects. Oh, sorry, scrolling down. Oops, yes. I really like the one, the illusions here. And I really like this one that kind of connects to kind of photography or something. That's like the magician is giving you something to look at that may or may not be real. They're beautiful. What does a magician do? And a voice from inside your own head will answer. A magician makes illusions, folds rearranges reality as you will to form a more perfect image. And then they share this image with the world. And you too can be a magician. And the world sees a more perfect image too. And you in turn shape and structure it into an even more perfect image. I'm kind of into, and the world sees a more perfect image too. But I also really like the idea of the magician holding something out to the world and the neophyte taking it and then shaping it into something even better, even better. And you in turn can shape and structure it into an even more perfect being. As your art evolves, so too will your audience. Okay, I feel like that's that one. And I think what we could call it is light magic. Light magic. Oh no, didn't mean to delete our picture there. Just meant to move it back up a little because it's very, very beautiful what we're doing here. Okay, so now let's see what image we can get from this one. I wonder, I think this is good for the image. Dun, 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 dun. See what happens. Origami, yeah, that would be amazing. Oh my god. It's a creepy spell. It's a really creepy spell. Can I even recognize a word? I don't think so. This is some kind of demonic text. Although there's something here. I love the notion of over here. Okay, let's see what else there is. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Look at this. The magician creating the word inside their head and bringing it into the world. And this one I really like. This is like, you can see this, like, I think this is really good. I mean, it's oops, I'm gonna put it down underneath because we have our shape to keep. Oh, but there's something strange here. The first step, it's actually here. And then this goes here. Okay, we lost a little bit of pink text, but I think it's okay. I think this is beautiful. Catherine, tell me, what do you think of our images? And do you prefer the ones with the words, or do you prefer this very geomantic figure of a spell? It's like his head is like, he's like popped his own head off from making the spell, and the other guy's saying don't. Amazing. Okay, so we've now got 3 pieces. The tools of psychic hygiene, when you get into the present, the future leaks out. Right magic, light magic. And I think we have time for one more small piece. So Catherine, I would love if you have any things you would like to kick us off with for this one. or if anyone else is watching also. Something on love. Yeah. Okay, let's go. On love. Okay. Something new began to manifest. You too can cut up these beautiful poems and learn to read them in new ways. What I found was that these poems, like so many other writings of the past, had a spiritual underbelly. Okay, I am obsessed with the phrase spiritual underbelly. Something new found its way into the picture. Okay, I can't not have spiritual underbelly. When I put the words back together, what I found was that these poems, like so many other writings of the past, had a spiritual underbelly. Woven deep into the letters. Hidden in the blank space was a kind of dark matter. Okay. Contagious virus. Writing that was both spiritual and biological. Okay, love as a virus. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Shadows too, I suppose, as the sonnets of olden times, haunted by the perils of magic and the perils of word. Okay, I can't get away from the contagious virus. A kind of dark matter, a contagious virus. Fragments of writing that were both spiritual and biological. Reading the words activated something inside. A psychic center, like the heart of a star, pulsing and powering the text. Oh my God. That's so good. Something inside, a part of my being that's psychic but cannot tap into the written word. A psychic switch in the brain of the writer that opened the door to a new world of writing. Okay, this is just too beautiful. But I'm going to change depowering to powering because I think that makes more sense and feels better. Reading the words activated something inside, a psychic center like the heart of a star, pulsing and powering the text. Yeah, this is good. Reading the words activated something inside, a psychic center like the heart of a star, pulsing and powering the text. A hum in the heart. Beats in the blood. And through and beyond it all, images and feelings stream from the words. A million voices chanted, dancing in their millions, calling, let us go, let us go. Words are power word. Images leak out. Creepy? Very. Oh my God. Creepy very is, I mean, how many times does that make sense with what we're writing here? Okay. I think that we should go for the million voices for this one. A million voices. Chanting. Dancing. Calling. Let us go. Let us go. Okay, honestly, I feel like I love this. I love the psychic center like a heart of a star pulsing and powering the text. This is really nice on love. Okay, let's make a picture of this one and then I think we're good. We've got 4 beautiful fragments. I am definitely going to be working with this brain again. I absolutely love it. But let's see, I think we want to make sure I want all of this in my image. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Creepy? Very. Okay, let's have a look at our pictures here. So I actually quite like this one already. The psychic center, like the heart of the star, pulsing and powering the text. It's really getting it now. It's really getting it. Mar, if you're listening, you've done a fantastic job with the stable diffusion fine-tuning. Okay. I think I like the first one. I think it's really good. I think it's exactly doing what we want it to do. It's got the burst, it's got the psychic center, it's got the heart of the star, and it's still got the words. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this one unless you tell me different, Catherine. But this one I think is good, and I feel like it's a beautiful end to what we're up to here. And I also would really like to make this one into a shared piece because it's really good. Save. Love it. Okay, so let's just have a little recap of what we had a look at here. We made our tools of psychic hygiene. And the picture, when the cut into the present, the future leaks out. Right magic, light magic. And then on love. And we got pictures, we got wisdom, we got it all. And we did it all in about 40 minutes. So I absolutely love this brain. I think this is my favorite brain now. He's creeping up there on Marcus, and yeah, I think we're going to definitely work with this one again. So yeah, Catherine, if you have a go of the brain, let me know if you find anything else exciting in there when you're playing with it, and otherwise, don't forget to have a read of of the text because it's really wonderful. Honestly, William Burroughs, Brion Gysin, The Third Mind. It's fantastic. Give it a try. Give it a read. Give it a feel, and keep experimenting out there. It's wonderful to be working with this stuff at this part of time, and yeah, already excited about next week's Friday Night LAIKA. So yeah, if you have any requests, any ideas, anything you think we should work on, let me know. Obviously, I'll be working on getting a second screen that's reliable. But yes, until next time, Catherine, as always, thank you so much for being here and bringing your wonderful presence and your vibrant creative energy. It is very much appreciated. And everyone else, see you next time.